Everyone, my name is John Roussos, and this is the Here's My Thing podcast. I was Googling celebrities wearing fedoras when I found a photo of Barack Obama wearing one. And not the cool photo where he's smoking the joint. This photo is better put as ill-advised. The way he wore it reminded me of how you wear fedoras before going into a photo booth. I'd never forced my opinion on him, but if you asked what I thought, I'd say, Mr. President, there's a time and a place, just not right now. I was in bed when I scrolled over it. I stared at it for a moment, thinking that it might have been the tiny American flag pinned to his blazer that ruined the fashion statement. You'd think for a politician, as someone who wants to appeal to the masses, the fedora probably isn't in the starting lineup for headwear. Kind of like a politically charged joke at Thanksgiving, the fedora itself is very tough to do well, but when done well, it's art. And the only person I know who can pull it off and pull it off consistently is anyone in Europe who regularly sports tight pants. Still, the audacity that one has to have to think that they can pull it off is something that I respect. And even bigger than that, having the audacity to think that you can pull off a fedora and then actually attempting to do so while being President of the United States is one of the most courageous things a person can do. I bet he knew that he'd receive overwhelming support from left-wing news outlets and people with blue hair. He probably expected a Time magazine cover or Washington Post front page because of it, and I can't blame him. But I doubt he took into consideration the ammunition that he gifted to outlets like Fox News and people who don't think he was born in the U.S. You see, I told you he wasn't American. I didn't know he was Spanish, but still. The fedora is impromptu. It's something you throw on at the last second to tie together a shirt, one with 4 buttons undone. And I decided to tell myself that Barack was either at a Halloween party and he wanted to dress up as someone who drives a Toyota Yaris, or maybe he got word that San Francisco was all of a sudden going to vote right, and so he took drastic action in order to better relate. I was killing time at H&M one shift, unfolding folded clothes and folding them again, when a couple walked in. The woman was anxiously pregnant, to the point where it seemed odd that her water hadn't broken the store. The man looked like a regular man. So regular that whoever popped in your head when I said that was probably what he looked like. We close in 10, I told him. Oh, he seemed troubled. Where are the fedoras? Ripped jeans, plain t-shirts, the kids section, all of which are commonly asked for. But the fedora only came up a couple times. Right this way. They were the last people shopping. I was closing the men's section that night, one that I would break up and divide into 4 quadrants. Only after one quadrant was tackled would I move on to the next. At 8:55, I looked over and saw the couple. The man was facing the mirror, adjusting a gray fedora ever so slightly. His partner behind him, her arms resting at the top of her belly, which I figure has to be a huge perk of having a kid, the mobile armrest. I was wedging a hanger on a hoodie when over the PA, the manager let everyone know that the store had closed. I walked over to the couple and let them know that if they were ready, I could ring them up. So we're closed, but I can get you right now if you want. The man didn't look away from the mirror. He was staring at himself, shamelessly wondering if he could pull off this gray fedora. Babe, why don't you sleep on it? The pregnant woman said. She didn't understand. You sleep on a lawnmower from Sears, or that tattoo idea you came across on Tumblr. You don't sleep in a fedora. Because if you do, there's no way you're coming back around to it. A grin formed slowly on his face. Sometimes, he paused and pulled away from the mirror. You just know. Without taking it off his head, he walked up to register 5 where I checked him out. He passed me a crisp 20, of which I tossed him back $2.01. Only later that evening did I regret not asking him why he wanted to buy the fedora, but asking customers why they buy things was against company protocol. Regardless, what would he have said? I'm having a baby soon. Maybe I want to stand out. Or I don't know. All of which would have been perfectly acceptable. Everyone, my name is John Roussos, and this has been another episode of the Here's My Thing podcast. Thank you for rocking with me. Until next time.